everybody, my name is Emily. Today we're going to be unboxing and trying out for the very first time the MaimeriBlu set of 12 watercolor paints that come in the metal box of 12 half pans. These watercolor paints are made in Italy, so I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. It's probably more like MaimeriBlu, colori, acquarello, superiori. Please excuse my terrible Italian. Now, full disclosure here, this paint set was sent to me for free by the Strathmore Art Company. They are not in any other way sponsoring or paying for this video. I've actually had a couple of viewers ask me about these paints, so I thought it would be fun to make a video about it. This set retails for $78.13 on Jackson's Art Supply, so it's not a cheap set. It's definitely a professional set of watercolor paints. So let's see if it lives up to the hype. I've heard some really good things about these paints, and I'm excited to try them out for myself. On the Maimeri website, it does say that MaimeriBlu features an absolute purity of pigments that, together with gum arabic, compose the totality of the mixture, imperceptible, transparent, and clean. No blending powders and no additives. So that's what their website says, and if you scroll through, I think they have about 90 different colors, which are typically sold in tubes, and they're pretty expensive. I was looking at them and they average about $9 or more per tube for 12 milliliter tubes, and normally, like if you buy Daniel Smith or Holbein, those come in 15 milliliter tubes, so they are smaller tubes. But if you look at the website and you check out the swatches, oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. So I'm really excited to try these and see if they are just as beautiful as they are on the website. Let's go ahead and open it up. You can see it came packaged in plastic wrap just to keep it all intact, I'm sure. So there's the box. It says it's 12 pieces, made in Italy. So right there you can see all the colors that are included. They're labeled on the back. And something I want to point out about this label is that this little AP insignia right here actually stands for approved product, and that is actually something that points out the safety of the paints. There are a number of paints in here that are cadmiums and cobalts. Cadmium and cobalt are metals that are often used in really vibrant paint colors, and so inside of this set we have a cadmium orange, a cadmium yellow deep, cadmium red light, cobalt green light, and cobalt blue. So the little warning says cancer, and that is because those different metals are known carcinogens. Now, fortunately, you don't have to worry about your paint giving you cancer. Those metals are definitely the most toxic when they're in powder form, and these paints are made with binders, and so there's not going to be that same danger. However, I would recommend that you don't lick your paints, that you don't drink your paint water. Should go without saying, but you never know. So that's what that's for. We also see this little CL here, which is a cautionary label. So it does say that these products with the CL are not hazardous if used properly, but they should never be given to children 11 and younger. So let's slide this out of the box and see what we've got. What a nice metal case. I've never seen one quite like this with the shapes and the bumps on the top, and I imagine that has a functionality too. Because sure enough, when you open it up, you can see that's where your mixing spaces are, those deep little wells. And oh, okay, it also comes with an Arches paper sample, so you can do your swatches on that, I'm assuming. So yes, maybe we'll use that for our swatch samples on the back. Now, any really nice set of pan paints will come pre-packaged like this. It'll have the foil wrapped around it and then the little wrappers showing the different colors. So sure enough, you can see with this really nice set, we do have those wrappers individually wrapped. It is kind of a pain to undo them, but I like to remind myself that good things are worth the effort and time, right? So we'll go ahead and unwrap these and then we'll try them out. Okay, so these were a little bit tricky to get out at first. I realized these spacers have to be removed first, and then you can easily pop these out. So let's do them in order so we don't lose track. Something I'm noticing as I unbox these and unwrap them that is actually bothering me a little bit is the fact that when you open it up, oh, this one looks good. But if you look at these other ones here, see, this one's okay, but this one still has some adhesive stuck to it. And I'm wondering why they decided to put the adhesive on top of the paint like that. That's a little bit strange. Hopefully that comes off clean. We'll see. Yeah, I've never seen a set like this that had individual separations. You can see there's a little slot for each paint color. It's very secure. Your paints won't be sliding around a whole lot. Right, so with the exception of the raw sienna, you can see that all of these colors unfortunately have some of the adhesive from the aluminum foil stuck to them still. This is the only one that was completely clear. So we'll see how that affects our use, our first time use of these paints. I'm just gonna stick these little sliders back in here, and you can see that firmly secures those in the pan so they're not sliding around at all. And then I've created the little swatch chart here on the Arches paper in order of the paints that are in the set, and we can go ahead and create our swatches now. Okay, so initial thoughts after doing my swatches. Aside from the inconvenience of having to scrape all of that adhesive off the surface of each little pan of paint, which wasn't that hard, it came off really easily with water. These are really nicely filled pans. I love how they're all so uniform. The ultramarine seems to be a little smaller than the other pans, but they're all nicely rounded. I also really enjoy the color selection here. These are quite a bit different from the colors that I have on my other pan sets. I have a Sennelier set that I use all the time, and my Winsor Newton Cotman set. The ivory black, the burnt sienna, the cad red, and the ultramarine blue are all in my other palettes, except this ultramarine blue is definitely a lot more purple than the ultramarine blues that I'm used to. I use the Daniel Smith and Winsor Newton, and those are definitely a little cooler than this ultramarine. This one has more purple in it. This cobalt green light is a gorgeous color, and this green earth, that's a new one. I'll have a lot of fun with that, I think, with landscapes and painting outside. The golden ochre, the raw sienna, burnt sienna, raw umber, all these really beautiful earth tones I can definitely see myself using for all the pet portraits that I do. And the cad colors, of course, with cadmium in there, they're just going to be stunningly beautiful colors, and sure enough they are. So I'm excited to try this set out. Let's go ahead and use it on an actual painting. There's the finished study I did using the MaimeriBlu set. I'm really happy with how these colors looked. I really love the purple effect in the ultramarine. I did discover though, since I'm used to mixing ultramarine blue and burnt sienna to create gray or black, that combo didn't quite work as well for me in this painting, so I did end up using the ivory black for the nose and the eyes and some of the dark fur details. And I also noticed that the black was a little bit hard to get dark enough. I had to really scrub at the paint to lift it out of the pan. So that was not my favorite, but I did love the burnt sienna, all of the earth tones that I used in this painting, and I even dipped into the cadmium red a little bit for some of the reddish tones in the face, and was really happy with the quality of the paints and just the colors themselves. So there's my little demo using the MaimeriBlu set. Now one final test I want to do with this set, and I want to see how it fits inside of my plein air setup. Since I don't usually use pan paints in my studio, I tend to prefer tube paints when I'm painting in my desk area. I do use my pan paints all the time when I'm traveling or painting outside. So let's test this set and see how it fits in my little outdoor setup. Most of you won't have this much stuff when you're traveling and plein air painting and hiking. I have an extra tripod for filming, so it gets a little bit heavy. This set that I like to use for plein air painting is the Yugo Pochade box. This is a size 6x8 Pochade box, but they also come in, I think, 8.5x11 and 11x14, so you can get really big ones. You can also purchase these side holders, which I can't live without, and those can hold your water jar, your spray bottle, your brushes. All right, so let's see how the MaimeriBlu set fits inside of my Pochade box. It's a little bit too big, I think, for my particular Pochade box. If I turn it sideways, I think it can work. And the nice thing about the metal tin with this set is that it is magnetic, so it actually sticks really well to these magnets here right in the front of my Pochade box. So if I stick it on the front, I think that works really well. So I'm gonna have to show you guys another painting eventually when I go out and travel with this set and try out some more of the greens. I didn't use all 12 colors in my demo just because I don't ever use 12 colors in a painting. It's just too many. But we'll try out some of those earth tones the next time I'm outside. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys if you were curious about the MaimeriBlu set. I really enjoyed testing it today, and I'm excited to try it out some more in future paintings. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and check out these other videos all about watercolor paints and supplies.